Meteorologist Tucker Antico with your Center County report. And let's get right to it. There's some snow out there, and you can see this beginning to move in from the south into the center part of the state. And this is the big story for today and tomorrow as well, as this is what's going to affect your commute times and especially more than anything else, your day, your afternoon, your evening. So let's get right on this. You can see it really beginning to fill in these areas, especially to the west, although it's going to quickly change over to rain. And then, of course, in the south here, you can see it's remaining all snow. And this is where the higher elevations are. And actually, we're expecting this to remain mainly snow throughout the day. And, of course, also in the southeast, we do have currently mainly snow, although, again, this might change over as we get later in the day and it gets a little bit warmer. But let's let that go for a second and take a look at the big picture. You can see that this system's really moving quickly out of the south, and it's moving into our area. This is going to persist throughout the day and into Friday morning, so really wide, long-scale impacts, and we're going to be watching this for the next couple of hours. But first off, we have a few watches and warnings. You can see here all this pink. That's a winter storm warning. So this is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on, of course, not only for snow, but for a few other factors as well. In areas where you see the purple shading out here in the east and in the west as well, these are winter storm advisories, so not as bad as necessarily areas in the pink, but certainly impacts that are going to change your day and evening as well. Now let's take a look at the big picture. Again, 24 hours of precipitation. This can be snow, sleet, even some rain depending on where you are. But wherever you are, there will be 24 hours of precipitation of some sort. There is expected to be plowable snow for most of the state, especially the center part of the state. So Center County and areas around, for sure, we're going to see some snow that you're going to need to bring the plows out for, and shovels as well. Possible icing, so there is a chance for freezing rain. This is stuff that you really need to be careful with. You don't want to push it if you're on the road. Take it easy if you're out today. And there will be a difficult commute, of course. I just mentioned that. But tonight and even tomorrow morning, for sure, roads are going to be probably pretty messy. And whenever you're dealing with snow and ice, you're going to want to take it easy out there because, again, this is a system that is really bringing a lot of different types of weather. Now, let's cut right to the chase. Areas in the dark blue, that's 4 to 8 inches. That's most of the state, especially the center part of the state. State College, 4 to 8 inches seems very likely. 2 to 4 elsewhere, so you can see most of the region in that 2 to 4 that isn't in the 4 to 8. And then according to 2 inches out here in the west. Again, this system is over the ocean, so this is just further away from where the big stuff is. And then again, it'll be a little bit warmer down here in the southeast, and that's why we have according to 2 inches down near Philadelphia and those areas as well. Now, I will mention that it's likely that we have a higher boom than bust potential here, so I'm really leaning towards the higher end of these totals, 8 inches, 4 inches, and 2 inches, and that's something that we're going to keep an eye on throughout the day, and we'll have live updates later in the day as well, so stay tuned as we continue to cover this storm. But let's take a look outside right now. You can see that snow hasn't started yet. Overcast skies right now near Beaver Stadium. Temperatures, though, are in the upper 20s, so certainly cold enough for snow, and it feels like 20 degrees. Dew point is actually 14, so fairly dry, but that's going to change pretty quickly once the system really moves in. It's already knocking on the door, so be ready. Temperatures across the local region, again, upper 20s is pretty much the consensus here. And as we look at the entire state as a whole, you can see these temperatures slightly warmer out here in the west and in the east as well. As I mentioned, there may be some mixing. Philadelphia already 33 degrees, so that's where that mixing will come into play, and that's where it'll affect the amount of snow totals down there. It'll be a little bit lower. Now here's our future cast. This is where things begin to start up. 10 a.m., you can see the snow reaches us here in Center County, in the center part of the state. The western part of the state, you can see we already have this mixing near Pittsburgh, and some of these pinks, that's ice and sleet mixing in. And of course, in the southeast, as I mentioned, some mixing, although this is slightly further east, this will move more into the Philadelphia area as it gets warmer throughout the day. Now, I will recommend if you're leaving campus today, because I know break is coming up, be very careful. I would recommend rescheduling a drive if you plan to leave this afternoon, because it's really just not worth it. It's not going to be safe out there. But if you are on the road, take it very easy and slow. Do not rush this. This is not a storm that you're going to have an easy time driving in. As we move throughout the day, you can see this afternoon that those blues really continue for most of the day. We're going to pick up most of our snow this afternoon. And as we look at the evening, you can see there is some pink mixing in here in State College. That's where the freezing rain and even sleet begin to mix in, and that's where you need to be careful. Again, if you're on the roads or just outside, freezing rain isn't something you can just shovel away. It's one of those things that you just got to be careful with and deal with, and make sure that it doesn't catch you by surprise, because it's ice on the ground. It's slippery. You got to be careful. Out here in the west, of course, you see that real green and pink mixing in as it gets a little bit warmer. And in the southeast, we're really becoming rain now. You can see those heavy yellow colors right there. And for areas that are just north of that are snow, mainly higher elevations, that's where the heavy snow is going to be in the evening. Now, as we move overnight, you'll notice that mixing kind of continues, though. Once we get to a point, it's going to cool off enough that we go back to snow, and this is for the western part of the state and central part of the state. We do have this mixing line right here, around the Harrisburg, Williamsport kind of line right there, and of course, in the southeast, still remaining rainy for the most part. Though, if you're in the center part of the state, you will pick up more snow overnight. This will quickly move out tomorrow, so by the time you're waking up, skies might actually be clearing again, and really throughout tomorrow, it's going to be pretty mild, although expect some cleanup in the morning, of course, because we are expecting those plowable snow totals, which will take time to remove. And in the afternoon, there may be a few flurries. Don't worry, it's not going to be a lot more snow, but some lake effect snow in the back end of the system can't be ruled out, and so we're going to keep an eye on that as well. Now today, again, temperature is only reaching about 30 degrees. That's why it's going to be mainly snow, especially in the center part of the state. Heavy snow, of course, as we are expecting pretty quickly accumulating totals. Tonight, temperatures warm up just a little bit, and that's what's going to allow for the potential wintry mix. So you can see that we have a little bit of sleet that has the potential to mix in with this. Although, if it's snowing hard enough, you can sometimes bypass these temperatures, even if they're a little bit above freezing. So that's where we're going to kind of have that mixing, sleet and snow maybe back and forth. And then tomorrow, chillier in the morning, so we might have mainly snow in the morning once we get back, on track with the back end of the storm. Though, as we get into the afternoon, clearing, and that's why I have the 36 degrees, because it'll warm up just a little bit. I don't know if it'll melt much of this snow, but certainly it'll stop, and tomorrow afternoon won't be too bad. So if you want to get out, that's the time to leave. Don't push it this afternoon for me, please. It's just not safe. And let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. So you can see the snow really moves out today and tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in the upper 30s and fairly cloudy. Actually, Sunday into Monday, we might have a few more snow showers move through, although nothing major. And then mid next week, we're expecting temperatures to reach back up to around 40 degrees, though. Check out these overnight temperatures, 24. I mean, that's chilly. It's certainly, we're really in the fall spring now. Certainly feeling a lot more like winter, especially with this snow that's really picking up now. But from the Campus Weather Service, I'm Tucker Antico. I hope you stay safe, and if you like the snow, enjoy it while it is here.